Great start.
And we're live!
Happy Friday, everybody. It's TCTP, Two's Company, Three's a Podcast. And we're back for our second episode this week.
Are you still feeling it?
Absolutely.
Oh, man, I've had 2 days to refresh, get into this, make sure our notes are up to date and not behind.
Absolutely. And you've been pumping those guns.
That's right. And,
sorry, just the gun.
Yeah,
the gun.
exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't have a permit. But anyway, hey, don't crucify us because it's time for TCTP, lining up for the Indianapolis 500. Listen, you smell something?
That could be from anything, man.
It's Ghostbusters. It's a funny line.
I'm sure.
Listen, you smell something? Ha!
Yes, I get it.
Comedy and such. That's just the tip of the iceberg with TCTP, Two's Company, Three's the Podcast.
That's one thing we missed in Wednesday's episode is a bit of news. Ghostbusters has wrapped filming. Yeah.
Wow, nice. In a nice little bow, and I'm sure it's fucking fantastic, and I cannot wait.
Finn Wolfhard is in it.
Oh, of course he is.
Of course he's in it.
Of course he is. Well
Absolutely,
done, Mike.
yeah. Ghostbusters 2020, 2020, they were calling it, is wrapped up filming now, which is intriguing.
Absolutely.
You know, I would have got the quote if you'd said, no, this man has no dick.
Oh, damn it.
I definitely would have got that one because that's the most memorable line from like all of the Ghostbusters films.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, a pop culture podcast and YouTube channel
stuff
for your needs and such.
Yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, as mentioned, we do have a podcast called Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, which is available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and of course, YouTube.
But you already know that.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, I thought we would go for it, but we didn't.
I know. Big summer blowing. Here we go.
Anyway, this is Friday's episode, so depending on when you're watching this, doesn't really matter. But what we're going to be talking about is the latest trailers to hit the internet and the world this week, essentially.
Right.
And in the later half of the episode, later quarter of the episode,
it's my favourite part of the week.
TCTP DTC, which stands for
Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, does the cinema.
Does the cinema. So we're going to be reviewing the film.
Yes, and this week, stay tuned for our review of Ready or Not.
Absolutely.
And
you're going to like this one.
Looking forward to that. But also, my name's Mitchell, along with my co-host here,
Dylan.
That's right.
Hello.
Anyway, so I think I hear damn tractors calling because it's time to go down to the trailer park. Oh, yeah, that's right. We're still doing it, even though we fucking hate it.
Yeah.
But anyway, Trailer Park. As Dylan just said, we're reviewing the freshest trailers for the week.
Yes.
Why not kick it off with the next Batman, starring in The King?
Yes.
A film centered around the crowning of King Henry V and his battles with his father's past enemies, notably the Batman, doing a pretty convincing French accent, looks to be full of action, drama, violence, and swords! Starring Timothy Chalamet, if I'm saying that correctly, Robert Pattinson, Lily Rose Depp, Joel Edgerton, and Ben Mendelsohn. Currently in some theaters and coming to Netflix November 1st. So, today!
Yeah.
That's right.
That's right,
absolutely. You can tune into this tonight.
Hold on a minute. Was yesterday Halloween?
Yes, yesterday was Halloween.
Hopefully everybody enjoyed your Halloween. Here in Australia, we don't really embrace it all that much.
The supermarkets and the big W's and the Targets and the Kmarts, they try and cash in on it, but I mean, there's still a lot of sus cunts around, so...
Yeah.
We don't. I don't let my kids out.
Censorship. Anyway. The King is an interesting concept. Now, I watched the trailer before you turned up for recording this evening.
Yes.
And I think this looks quite good. I didn't really know what to expect when you said The King, because that can
cover anything.
Well, really. In Wednesday's episode, we talked about a movie, a biopic, which is being produced about the King, Elvis Presley.
That's
so
right.
I almost immediately thought of, well, this must be an Elvis Presley. Edward Presley.
No, first, when I think of the King, one of the first thing pops into my head is Jerry Lawler. I was a wrestling fan, so Jerry the King Lawler. Like, that's just, like, everybody has their own depiction of the King.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like people think of Michael Jackson. People think of B.B. King.
If you're a fan of Cars, you think of the King out of Cars.
If you think of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, we are the king of the podcasts.
That's right. And he's the prince, I'm the king.
You're the queen.
Well, stop it, you sus cunt.
Anyway, about this movie.
Censorship.
Anyway, this movie. The cast is great, and the concept is really cool. So if you watch the trailer, the concept is this young man, very young man, who is a prince for a long time, how he spends most of his life partying and drinking and having sex and living life.
He has no responsibility.
That's correct.
But everything handed to him.
He is now bestowed upon the... the role of becoming king.
That's right, because his father dies and he now has to become the king of England.
I can't wait to be king.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
He becomes Simba. Anyway, now he's bestowed this like incredible responsibility to take care of his, his community, his kingdom. That's correct.
His country.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
But it's not all as it's cracked up to be, because his father's former enemies, as we said... they're still well and truly that kingdom's enemies.
And you can tell that they view him as vulnerable because they know he's just been thrown into this unwillingly.
Yes.
So, but on all senses, I'm going to say Big Summer Blowout.
I'm going to say Big Summer Blowout too.
It looks like a hell of a lot of fun. It looks like a really, really good film.
It looks like it's really well created too. Like the swords and shields. Yeah, that's right. Like the cast is great, but like the sets and the costumes look really real. But they're putting a lot of effort into this.
This is just the next step in our Pat shedding that Edward Cullen from his life and becoming an actor. Like as in, we called it months ago that he's going to kill the Batman in a good way. And this just seems, this just seems like another notch in his belt as proving that he has the chops, which we know he does.
Going from the trailer, I don't think he'll be playing the main antagonist.
No, that's right.
Towards the end, it may end up being.
Because he's more of a name, obviously, he's billed as top. But at the same time, I feel like they underplayed his role a lot in the trailer to maybe not show how much dialogue he may have with that French accent.
Yeah, but at the same time, what I mean by him maybe not being the main antagonist is it looks like they're trying to tell the story... No, that's okay. It looks like they're trying to tell the story of this vulnerable young man becoming king, where his own kingdomship is potentially against him.
100%.
And, not with his views. And there's a line in the trailer which literally says, they've all got their own vision of kingdom, of how they think things should be.
Of course.
And one thing I was thinking about while watching this trailer, which I think about every time I see a movie or a TV show or any kind of concept based in this particular time period. What a horrible time to be alive.
Oh, fuck, God. Man, what was the expected age? Like 29?
Yeah.
Like, seriously. Like
this guy would have been king at like 10 and then lived to 15.
Yeah. I mean, it's a true story because King Henry V is a real person.
Yeah, I don't know how old he was when he died, but at the same time, he was real.
It looks like literally this story could be telling the story from a 10-year-old to a maybe 16-year-old. And this dude was like king and then dies. Like, yeah. I mean, no spoilers, please.
They're living in the idea and the concept of living in old medieval castles and things like that is big and fantastical and wonderful.
Of course.
But you got to remember, there was no air conditioning, no plumbing, nothing of any kind of cleanliness. So those places were fucking disgusting.
Pretty sure medicine's number one thing was still leeches.
Yeah. So you were better off not being part of a kingdomship, and you're better off living like out in the woods where you can build your own fucking house.
Yeah, probably.
But then people would come through and kill you anyway. So what a horrible time to be alive. Anyway, speaking of which...
Speaking of horrible times to be alive, is that what you're saying?
Exactly,
All right. Take it away.
The next movie we've got on the list, which is one that was very intriguing to me.
Absolutely.
This movie is called Adopt a Highway. Google it. Yeah. Anyway, an ex-felon is finally free from prison. Once out, he struggles with homelessness and the struggle to find a job, which you would assume that most people who are felons
ex-felons
struggle with. After taking a shitty job, he finds a baby in a dumpster and keeps it. A very serious drama about an unexpected and illegal fatherhood starring Ethan Hawke. Love Ethan Hawke. Written and directed by Logan Marshall Green, coming November 1st.
Yes, well, coming today.
That's right.
Correct. But that's internationally. It's not in Australia at the moment, so...
Anyway.
Bummer. Because this looks fantastic.
This film looks absolutely fantastic. Now, I love Ethan Hawke, and I love the concept and the storytelling of, what may happen to most. I wouldn't say all, but most people who are, released from prison and they've literally got nothing to go to. And that's what I thought this movie was about. And then it threw the whole baby thing where he hears the baby crying in the dumpster. He calls the police to report it.
And then just has a...
there's
no emergency, sorry.
And decides to keep this fucking child.
Exactly,
I think that's brilliant.
He's come out, like we've discussed, he's come out of prison with no family, no home, no job, nothing. And so he's lonely as fuck, getting beat down by this much younger person who's his boss, he's got nothing in life, and then finds this abandoned baby and basically going to raise it, you know.
And he's got a connection because that baby was dumped like he was.
No, that's right. So, except by society, by a terrible mother. You know, it honestly.
Or father.
But well, that's right. But don't point at me when you say that. That makes me feel bad.
I was like, the other side of the coin. But
Oliver and Willow, I love you so much. No, but as there was one review, like in the trailer, how they sprinkle those quotes in, it looks like it's going to be a breathtaking and heartbreaking ride.
Yes.
Like, it looks like it's going to have a fucking terrible ending. However it ends, like, I feel like it's going to go down a really depressive road.
Real good gut punch.
Oh, big time, 100%. But I mean,
that's what excites me about these kind of films.
No, that's right, exactly. Like, you don't see these ones come into theaters too much where it's like a real visceral type drama that tells it how it really is.
Yeah.
But this one in particular with the concept, it just looks fantastic. And if I'm not mistaken as well, I believe it's Logan Marshall Green's directing debut.
Okay, very interesting. Well, let's have a look at that because
Logan Marshall Green, he looks ridiculously familiar as an actor.
Does he?
But it's his writing and directing debut, as far as I am aware.
Oh yeah, he's familiar. Yeah, let's have a look because I've definitely seen him in something before.
Of course,
he was the Shocker in Shocker number 1.
No, that's right.
So in Spider-Man: Homecoming, he's the guy who tries to buy the gun. And no, I've definitely seen him in things before.
No, I saw his face, and that's why I had to chuck it in the notes.
Yeah. Anyway, this movie looks really good. For me personally, big summer blowout. As we said, like it's going to be coming out November 1st, as we said in the USA, but worldwide distribution, who knows?
Yep.
Reviews aren't overly crash hot, but I personally, as I said, big summer blowout. So on the grand scheme of things too, I think this is going to be a really, really good film.
No, absolutely. Big summer blowout on the personal scale. Don't know how it's going to do with box office and things like that, but Ethan Hawke, it looks like he's going to be fantastic.
Is he underrated? Or does he just make specific choices?
I didn't think he did start making specific choices until the last 10 years or so.
Yeah.
But I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Training Day is still one of my favorite films.
But he was also in the first Purge. The Purge,
that's
which
right,
was a massive film and it's now been franchised out. Still produced by
Blumhouse, I believe. Yes.
But I think he's a really, really solid actor. And I think he's done some amazing films. Yeah. I just think he deserves a bit more credit. For me, he's like Sam Rockwell.
Yes.
He's a great actor. He's done some amazing films, but he's never really at the forefront of the biggest films.
That's right, yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
so,
Sam Rockwell's had his moments, but he's always seems to be that second or third guy.
Yeah, that's correct. The supporting actor.
But he is amazing.
Yes.
Both of them are. So, I'd say a little bit underrated, but to the point where I feel like one day they...
It's appreciated.
Yes, and I feel like one day they both have Oscar potential in their years because their craft is already amazing, but I feel like it's going to get better.
Absolutely.
But speaking of big dicks, moving on to our third trailer this week, which was fresh as of Wednesday.
Absolutely.
The Grudge is getting another remake.
Yeah.
So, Sam Raimi produced horror, starring John Cho as Sarah Michelle Gellar. A handsome Asian American real estate agent enters a house where a tragic death occurred, and the curse from the death follows him around like a bad Tinder date. Has all the makings of a decent remake reboot coming January 2020.
I think a movie with John Cho can't fail.
No, I love that dude so much.
I love him so much.
Harold and Kumar, Star Trek.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah. He was in another movie recently called Searching. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
I
saw the trailer, I believe.
I still haven't seen it, but I've heard nothing but great things. It's like Unfriended. Like the cinema style is all on computer screens and digital devices where he's looking for his daughter. But
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's been a long time since I've seen a Grudge film, and I haven't seen them all.
Yeah.
Because I think the one that I did watch was the original Japanese.
Yes, of
Grudge.
Of course. Those are fantastic.
I think the American remakes back then, I was like,
I'll give it credit where it was around that time where these remakes weren't coming out like once a month.
Well, I think The Grudge was like the most popular Japanese remake, at the time.
At the time in particular, absolutely. And the first one isn't terrible, but after that, they just start to go downhill, become cliche and almost a little bit comedic with the way they portrayed the boy and the girl, like the little demony things.
Yeah.
But this looks fun as fuck. And this is one that, especially with Sam Raimi behind the wheel, I am all on board for that. It's nice seeing him do that.
When I first saw the trailer, because the trailer popped up on my newsfeed or Facebook or YouTube somewhere before I saw an actual article about it. So I first thought it was fake. I thought the trailer was fake because it said Sam Raimi produced, and then it was like a producer of Evil Dead and Don't Breathe, not the producer, a producer. I was like,
exactly.
is that a typo?
Yeah.
And then it went through, and I was like, this is a legit film. And then it was The Grudge. I was like, holy shit. Sam Raimi, the guy who, almost invented a particular genre of horror.
Absolutely. Evil Dead, shout out. What's up?
Is directing a...
No. He's producing this.
He's producing the Grudge remake?
Yeah, I know, but I feel like that's a really good sign that this is gonna be good.
That's what I mean.
Like 100%. Like
this shouldn't be good.
I think the last thing like this he tacked his name onto was the Evil Dead remake, but I mean, he really didn't have a choice with that.
No,
because it's his creation, and I will say I actually enjoyed that. I really did.
I saw it once.
It's not bad.
It's not great.
Anyway, no, seeing his name tacked onto this, it doesn't feel like just a cash grab, or it doesn't feel like them using his production company.
Yeah.
It feels like he's attached to this, which I'm just all about, man.
Yeah, so absolutely.
This is Big Summer Blowout, all walks of life. I mean, it's just a shame it didn't come out yesterday on Halloween. That would have been fucking perfect. Lovely. Perfect. Yeah. We would be seeing it tonight, but unfortunately not. But anyway, Big Summer Blowout.
Big Summer Blowout,
keen.
absolutely.
John Cho, The Grudge, Sarah Michelle Gellar. I'm all about it.
One of the things I think that's going to work for this film as well is we have on the screen right now, not on YouTube, but in our screen, so we can look at what we're talking about. The Grudge American remake, which came out in 2004.
Yes.
I believe that was the American remake.
Yes.
Look at the rating. PG-13.
Yeah.
If you look at the rating, so the actual age rating of The Grudge 2020 coming out, January 2020 in the US, R.
Yes,
it's
hard R in America, which will be MA for us.
Yes.
PG-13 for America
this could
is
possibly
M for
be
us.
R for us as well here in Australia.
Oh, you never know, but at the same time, I feel like it's definitely got an MA vibe to me.
For things to be hard R in Australia, it has to be stupidly violent.
I think it's all about the buckets of blood and the severed limbs and the
which doesn't always work for me. I think that this movie is going to be more on the concept and a bit of violence, but more on the spooky imagery and the concept.
Oh, absolutely. If you look at the trailer, I don't see. That's the thing about the Grudge movies. There isn't ridiculous violence. There isn't that. It's all about that supernatural element and the gross out factor.
Yes,
like that. That's what it comes down to. So for it to get an R or MA for us, there must be some really fucking like creepy supernatural shit going on, and I can't wait to see John Cho just like. Explain it perfectly to us.
And as I said, there's not a movie I've seen with John Cho that hasn't been enjoyable.
I will just say, like, as in John Cho, it seems a little bit typecast to be a real estate agent. He just like he just looks like a stockbroker. Like he just looks like a guy who needs a suit.
Yes,
it's as simple as that.
He's a handsome middle-aged man.
I mean, for fuck's sake, Harold and Kumar, all those films, they were stoners through and through, but the motherfucker was still in like a law firm. Like he still had to be. Like,
he was the more sensible, successful guy, and I think he plays that well. But he's done so many great films over the years, and I think this one's going to add to the repertoire of his films.
Another notch on the old belt, as they say.
Absolutely. So, The Grudge, Google the trailer, look for it. It's really good. Big Summer Blowout on both our parts and across the world.
3rd of January, so not even that long. We've just got 2 months to wait.
Oh my God, just after Christmas.
I know. Merry Christmas, motherfuckers. It's John Cho.
Alrighty. Speaking of big dicks, we need a new segue.
I don't know, man. It's kind of growing. It has t-shirt potential.
T-shirt.
It really does have t-shirt potential.
Yeah, I mean, if we ever have t-shirts.
Surely there's some guys out there with the ego that will literally say, speaking of big dicks.
Yeah, TCTP.
And then just TCTP down the bottom and then a
Big Summer Blowout.
Hashtag.
Radioflash. Yes. Radioflash, in a world where more than half of America loses power, an eternal blackout causes the world to go mad. So a young girl and her father must trek across the country to her grandparents' house in order to survive this terrifying new world. Coming 15th of November, starring one of the hobbits of Lord of the Rings.
I noticed you added that. I avoided... Wait, did I?
I didn't add that.
Oh, shit, I did add it. Never mind, yes.
I didn't write the notes this week.
Yes, I cannot remember his name, and I'm hoping you're going to pull up the page before I finish this sentence. It's definitely Dominic, I believe. Dominic Monaghan.
He's in Star Wars Episode 9, and I'm pretty sure he got that role over a bet with J.J. Abrams or something like that.
Really?
It was like a text message or a bet or something something silly.
Something simple like, hey, can I be in the film? And he's like, yeah, sure.
Do you know Daniel Craig was in The Force Awakens?
No.
He played a stormtrooper which didn't take his helmet off.
Oh, okay, right. So he that's just like, hey, can I be in it? Yeah, just for the sake of it.
Yeah. Dominic Monaghan is an amazing actor.
Yeah.
And he's the only actor in this list of cast list that I'm familiar with, that I recognise.
No, that's right.
I didn't get the chance to watch this trailer.
Oh, okay.
So, please explain.
Take it away. As far as we can tell, it literally just hard cuts to Dominic and his daughter.
Yep.
They're just having dinner, and then all of a sudden the light blows. Next minute, they look around, all the power boxes and shit down the street, and all, as far as the eye can see, are just blowing one by one.
Yeah.
Turns out there's been a big-ass fucking blackout, like through 3/4 of America or whatever it is. I feel like they said half, but that wouldn't make sense. Why wouldn't they just go over to the half with power? But anyway, I'll just say all of America. And basically from that, it's because of a nuclear thing, so they literally cannot get power. There's no chance of getting power for God knows how long. So the world kind of turns a little bit violent and apocalyptic to a degree.
Oh, wonder what would happen if the entire power grid was transferred to solar. Oh,
shock and awe.
Shock and fucking awe, right? Anyway, interesting concepts.
That's right. And so because it's a fucking madhouse where people are just starting to get murdered and shit, almost a la a permanent purge, they trek across via radio. They managed to piece together a radio, get in contact with his father, the granddad, and he's safe up there in his wilderness or whatever, in his fucking lonely house in the woods.
Yep.
And so they're just literally trying to get there.
The best place to live in a post-apocalyptic world is the
fucking woods.
Basically. Yeah,
exactly.
No one else is going to be there.
Hollow out a tree stump and climb aboard.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
I really like that concept.
Yeah.
And the actors, as we said, Dominic Monaghan, I really like him. He plays the comedic actor, but also the serious actor really well. I think this is going to be a big summer blowout, personally. Is this getting a cinema-wide release, or is this a...
I'm not 100%, but it does come out in 2 weeks today in America, so I don't think we're going to see it, man.
Yeah, we won't see it in local theatres.
Otherwise I would have already seen it in upcoming.
Yeah. We may get this eventually here in Australia on a streaming service, perhaps, or rental, Blu-ray, whatever you want to do.
But it does look fantastic.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That concept to me is really interesting. I've always been fascinated by apocalyptic worlds. And that's my biggest gripe with the MCU's version of the apocalypse, because essentially after Thanos snapped his fingers, they could have made an entire 10 years worth of movies about people living in the literal apocalypse. But no, everybody was fine. Everyone
was just like, oh shit, it was the blip.
Yeah.
And people died, but now they're back.
Yeah.
That's it. They just carried on. They just carried on with less people.
Yeah, give us some emotion. And then they all came back and it was fine. But this movie goes to show that like those kind of apocalyptic stories are still being told.
Yep.
There 100%. Are some great ones out there.
It may not have the distribution that we would like, so we could see it in a timely manner, but I mean, big summer blowout personally, big summer blunder financially, because it's going to make some money, but it's not going to like cream everything. It's not going to break records. Yeah. But it does look like hella fun.
Absolutely. But check it out if you're interested. Anyway, Mitchell, take it away.
Yes, the next one on the list is one that we did see a trailer for a couple of months ago, which I think if I go back, and you can too in our archives in Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, big summer blowout. I believe Antlers was in the premiere week of Trailer Park, if not the week before, that gave me the idea for Trailer Park.
Yep.
But it has released another trailer that is much, much more intense.
Yes.
So, a young boy collects roadkill and traps animals to feed something sinister in his basement. His high school teacher, Kerry Russell, and the local sheriff, Jesse Plemons, try and figure out what is going on when the child's daddy escapes. Coming 17th of April 2020. Now, I just want to say it right off the back, the best thing about this trailer, there isn't a single lick of dialogue until it fades to black, and then you hear him say, "Daddy?"
That's one thing I noticed as well.
It's just all on the suspenseful music hitting its marks and the jumps.
Yeah.
And my God, could not be more keen for a movie right now.
The reason I think this movie is going to work so bloody well is that, as the trailer suggests, Guillermo del Toro's
he's attached to it. I believe a very minor production role, producing role.
I would assume that he has something to do with the... I don't want to spoil anything, but if you watch the trailer to the movie Antlers...
the visuals.
The monster creations, the visuals. This is very much going to be... This is very much going to be a body horror style movie.
Oh, yeah.
And the ideas of the story, from what we've said and what you just mentioned in the description, the trailer gives off the information that this boy with incredible survival skills is finding roadkill and just hunting animals.
Trapping animals.
To feed raw flesh to a beast of some sorts living in his house. And the problems arise when that beast, which at the end of the trailer is potentially revealed maybe his father, escapes.
Yes.
And starts wreaking havoc on this town, and then they've got to deal with it.
Like you said about the body horror and the visuals, and we mentioned off air as well, the fact that this thing potentially transforms and evolves, which is the most, I think, gripping part for me. The thing that's drawing me the most is seeing this thing once it gets out on its own, what its evolution process is like. And
this is a concept that I really like. As I've mentioned before, whether it was this episode or last episode, where I say that I like monster horrors. Like I don't like horrors that are based on like animals and things that we're aware of. I like supernatural beings or monsters or aliens. This movie has like at first glance, I thought this was going to be the cinematic style similar to Hereditary, where it's kind of dark, very focused, very visual, but done in such a professional manner. But the horror was going to be based on a man suffering some kind of psychosis and murderous thing. But at the very end of the trailer, and with the name suggests, there is a level of transformation into some kind of otherworldly beast. So I am really looking forward to this. But this reminds me of a movie that I really, really like. The name escapes me right now. Splice.
Oh, okay, yeah. I haven't seen it, but I know the poster very well, and
If you like transforming monster horror, you should watch Splice.
Right.
I think it's definitely developed a bit of a cult following. It wasn't so successful at the inception, but it's since then developed a cult following, and it is brilliant. But Antlers itself, personally, and
definitely
worldly.
Definitely check out the trailer, ladies and gentlemen,
This
because
is
it does
big
look
summer
creepy.
blowout, massively.
Big summer blowout on both things. It's going to make some money at the box office, but also it looks like it's going to be a great film. And I will just say as well, Kerry Russell, great to see her in the horror frame. Love her from Saw back in the day. And Jesse Plemons as well. You may not be as familiar, but he's been in Black Mirror, but I know him mostly, and he's fantastic in Breaking Bad
Jesse
and
Plemons,
the El Camino movie.
Yeah. Jesse Plemons was in the first episode of Black Mirror I watched, and this... I thought it was the first episode ever. I was like, that was very risky, but no, it's like halfway. It's like season 3 or 4 where he plays like a pretend Star Trek character, essentially. But he was great in Game Night.
He's there you go. There's another one. Cop. That's right. He's fantastic. I haven't seen him in anything bad, and I almost equate him visually and talent-wise to a Will Poulter.
Yeah.
There
are similarities.
Yes, absolutely. And I feel like, but anyway, the Breaking Bad fans, the OGs, they know how good he is.
No, this guy is great.
Moving on, man. I believe it's your turn, my boy.
I'll take this away. This is a film that also intrigues me, mainly because of the cast.
Yes.
This is a movie called I See You. Helen Hunt stars in this mystery crime thriller about a small town plagued by the disappearance of a young boy. But then, weird things start to happen. There's locked closets, shadows, axes, and even empty drawers. Coming December 20.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, I read that correctly. But yes.
No, I read it incorrectly.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
But that really does kind of sum it up there. I mean... It's just literally the trailer. There's a disappearance of a young boy, so it seems like it's centered around that. But then next minute, Helen Hunt's house, there's a lot of shenanigans going down, and she thinks it's her son, her son thinks it's her, and the husband thinks it's the son, and oh man, there's this triangle.
There's spooky imagery, as the poster suggests. There's possibly supernatural elements, but there's also possibly not supernatural elements.
That's right. They've done it in a way where I think they want you to believe how supernatural it is, only for it to, like you said off air, I believe, it could very easily be explained by somebody.
Yeah. In the trailer, there's even a snippet where a reviewer of some sort said, impossibly predictable.
Yes.
So
no.
This movie's
impossible to predict, not impossibly predictable. Because that means that they would have predicted.
No, I said impossibly to predict.
No, you didn't.
Didn't I?
Listen
anyway, you know what I meant. Yeah.
I don't think they did.
That's saying. Anyway, this movie's going to tell twists and turns in all corners. Helen Hunt, I haven't seen her in a long time, but I love a lot of her older movies.
Yeah, I've never had an issue with her.
Yeah, a lot of people do, but for whatever reason, I don't know, but I think she's great. I'm really looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Whether this is going to be a big summer blowout on the grand scheme of things, I don't know, but personally, it's a big summer blowout.
I'm not sure, but considering it's a month away and it's around the Christmas time, I can't see it being a big summer blowout financially.
No.
But I would still love to see it at Event Cinemas Glendale. That would be amazing because
Please
I would
put
still
some movies on. Thank you very much.
Please put some, or more than once, because last night you screened 3 from Hell and we couldn't go. So
we couldn't be there.
Yeah, so that was very disappointing. But no, I'm a big fan of Mad About You and Twister.
Twister, I like Twister.
I do like Twister a lot.
And Castaway.
And I was going to say, have you seen As Good as It Gets?
No.
Okay, well, she's fantastic with Jack Nicholson.
Maybe I have. It's probably been a very long time. But anyway.
Regardless, I See You is coming December 20th, and I am very much looking forward to it, and I will be seeing you, Helen Hunt.
Ooh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so big summer blow up personally, big summer blow up blunder financially because it's Christmas.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying. I just think it's bad scheduling.
There's going to be
Should
more
have done
Christmas
it last
movies.
night on Halloween.
Yeah.
But moving on, I think it's time for me to show something off to the neighbours because I think it's my beep beep double wide of the week.
Double wide of the week, Mitchell. Why don't you tell me what your double wide of the week is this week?
This is my pick of the bunch, and my double wide this week is
Wow.
Les Miserables. The Marbles.
Lost in my marbles.
Yes. Les Miserables.
Les Miserables is a film. Take it away.
Now, it is a French film, a tough, hard-hitting action drama about police corruption and the fight for peace in the ghettos of France. Looks absolutely amazing and is France's official submission to the Academy for Best International Picture. Coming to French theaters November 20th, but is an Amazon production. And it says it's only in theaters.
Intriguing, yes. So an Amazon production.
Yes.
And it says in the trailer, very specifically, only in theaters. So whether that means only in theaters in France and the rest of the world gets it on Amazon, probably not. I would think
potentially. But I feel like this is more, no, it's only in theaters, and then they'll give it its normal breathing room, and when it would go to DVD, Blu-ray, digital, it'll go on the service then. Yeah. That's what I feel like. I feel like they think this has legs for the theaters, and then it will eventually end up on Amazon after 6 months or whatever.
Everybody who's familiar with Les Miserables, I haven't seen. Yeah, I haven't seen the most recent movie starring Russell Crowe and Hugh Jackman and whoever else. And there was also a live play traveling the world for the past few years.
A few years, I believe that's been going for a
few
long
decades.
time.
Yeah. Anyway, it tells the story essentially, as far as I am aware. I'm going to butcher this, but a French Revolution, you know, based on poverty and the law,
the lower class fighting against the upper class, and
that's right,
that kind of thing.
This film tells a very modern perception of that in France, as it seems to plug a bit of the racial corruption with the police and the youth as well. So
it definitely seems to plug a lot of those current PC kind of topics, like as in those topics that are touchy and actually relevant to today.
Which of course, like any kind of modern retelling of an older 18th century or 17th century story would be. And I think it's a bold move. It's been long enough since the last worldwide release of a Les Miserables cinematic experience, which obviously a lot of people loved. Whether the French film in this case will have its worldwide reception, probably not, because us here in the Western world, we don't really...
I beg to differ, my friend. Remember on Wednesday we mentioned the highest R-rated films, and The Untouchables was the 17th highest grossing R-rated film ever. That's a French film that did very well worldwide.
I'm not saying that like the Western world, like in Australia and America, don't see these movies. I'm just saying like it doesn't have...
whether it has any impact. Or any kind of social...
That's right. Unless we mention it, I don't
social
think
relevance.
anybody would hear about it. So that's...
Well, make sure you tune in to TCTP.
We've got all the hot scoops.
Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Big Simple Word. Also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
For me, though, this is the first movie this week I'm going to give a big summer blunder, personally.
Wow, and it's my double wide. You see the differences here? Give him Robocop. Give him Robocop. Give me a French film. Come on. Which one would you want to take out on a date? The grumpy guys watching fucking reruns of Robocop and shit? Fuck. Or the guy who's cultured. The Marbles.
It's summer and he's wearing a jacket.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's not sweat. That's excellence. But anyway, so that's my double wide of the week, and that will wrap up our trailer park this week. I hope you all enjoyed the ride.
What are you giving it?
I'll see you next Friday.
We're still in the trailer park, man. What are you giving this film?
Oh, big summer blowout on both things.
ends.
Yeah. I can see this being the Untouchables level of success. I can see this getting nominated for the Best International Academy Award, and I can see this making a butt ton of money, and I can see this as a great fucking film, and I reckon it will be, and I will be watching it as soon as it's available on Amazon, or maybe by myself at TCTP DTCR, since you're not cultured. If it comes to events in Miss Glendale.
Yeah, but if it goes anywhere else?
I'll go to Hoyt's. Fuck yeah, event.
Yeah.
That's a threat. That is a threat. I love collecting my Cinebuzz points, but I will go to Hoyt's if you don't air this.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Anyway, I think it's time for a review.
For what?
For Ready or Not. It's TCTP DTCR, which stands for...
Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, does the cinema. Each week,
yes,
we get to head off to events in Miss Glendale for the time being.
Shout out.
Yeah. And go and see one of the freshest movies of the week. And last week, we were privileged to see a particular fresh film that has only been out for a week now. So if you haven't seen it, this is the chance to hear what we think and tell you to go and fucking see it.
Yeah.
Or not.
Or not, but do. This movie's been out in America for quite some time. And we finally got an Australian release of a film called Ready or Not. What an amazing film. Now, coming off the back of last week's TCTP DTCR, where we saw Zombieland.
And there was mixed feelings.
Yeah, like my feelings were a bit lesser than yours, I think. Like
but you also talked mine doan a little bit.
Oh, did I? Okay.
Well, you did. And then my rating ended up being fucking terrible, apparently. Yeah. But I was also quite drunk. Make sure you head back to TCTP GST.
Yeah. What was this movie, Mitchell?
Okay, so this movie centers around a very wealthy family who made their money in board games and gaming, the games, and have been doing that for, I think it was at least 5 generations, I believe. Okay, so more or less, a young man who was absent from the family per se, he meets the love of his life, played by the amazing Samara Weaving.
Shout out to the Aussies.
They are going to get married after only a year and a half, I believe, instead of the usual 3-year courtship in their family. But he still respects the family's wishes and gets married on the family manor. Yeah. Now, what stems from this is they get married, you meet the family members, and they're all unique and great in their own ways.
Yes.
And then at midnight on the wedding night, she has to play a game. And how she does this is she gets to select a random card, and it will tell her what game she's playing. It could be backgammon, Yahtzee, or any kind of game, or hide and seek.
Yes.
Now, all the other games are literally just a board game.
Yeah.
And there's married in members of the family at the table with them when they select this and that. But hide and seek is the one where the drama begins.
Yes. So, Ready or Not, or in this case, Hide and Seek, is a game that only appeared throughout the history of this family every number of years. It doesn't happen often.
It wasn't often. I think there was the great aunt who had a husband who... Yep. And then I think once prior to that. Something like that. Yeah, once prior to that. So it was not often that car gets pulled.
So the movie essentially follows Samara Weaving's character as she marries into this family and gets caught up where she's the one who has to hide from the family. If you've seen the trailers at all, or if you haven't...
You get the gist.
Yeah. The game is they're hunting her, and they're hunting to kill.
Yeah.
This movie is violent. This movie is very well shot. The dialogue was written very well.
Oh, my God.
And my God, was this movie funny.
Yes, that's the thing. Now coming into this, I had not lowered expectations, but I didn't expect what I got. And the key point to me was in the trailer, they made it look too funny, where I thought it was going to be basically a comedy horror.
I said to you after this movie, after we saw it, that I was expecting like a PG level violence. I was expecting more of a funny, a few jumps here and there, but more of the concept, like the following of this family who are stumbling and bumbling trying to kill this woman.
Yeah.
It does have that.
Of course, but it's still done in a way where you still take every moment seriously.
Yes, absolutely.
There isn't one moment where... Even though we were chuckling non-stop because the comedy is perfect for this.
The comedy... sorry to interrupt.
No, I was just going to say we were chuckling non-stop, but there wasn't once where it took away from the next moment or the moment before.
And this is the reason I think this movie's comedy works better than Zombieland for me, because Zombieland's comedy didn't feel natural to me in the slightest.
Yep.
All of the comedy in this movie feels like if you were in this situation, this is how you would act.
No, exactly.
These are the things you would say. These are the things you would do. Whether you're on... so Samara Weaving's character's name's Grace.
Yeah.
Whether you're the one being hunted or whether you're the one hunting,
Yeah.
this is how you would feel.
No,
and I want to give special props to Adam Brody, who also stars in this film. He plays
100%.
He plays the brother-in-law of the bride.
Yeah.
So Adam Brody and Mark O'Brien play Alex and Daniel, and so Alex's character, who is the husband, he was skeptical of the family needing to play this game, but he was still in it.
Well, that's the thing. To take you back a little bit, I mentioned that he was distant from the family. That's because he knew about this one particular tradition and how they carried out their ways. And even though it hadn't happened since he was a little boy, he still distanced himself. And the mother, who's played by Andie MacDowell, she's phenomenal.
Yes, absolutely.
Who's played by Andie MacDowell, like at the beginning is thanking Grace for bringing him back to the family, and like they were all getting along and like bringing him back to be whole, even though he's still like, I don't like being here.
Yeah.
But then when the moment comes, which it's not a spoiler because it's somewhat early in the film, then when the moment comes, he plays along.
Yes.
And like, it's still tradition, because we have failed to mention that their basic thing is if this hide and seek card gets pulled, they need to kill the person they are seeking by sunrise.
Yes.
Otherwise, their entire family will die instantly.
And they
like
lose
that is a legitimate fear in all of them, where they all believe that when the sun comes up, they're all just going to fucking disappear or something. Like
they've made a deal like generations ago. A family member made a deal with a particular devil or a demon entity, and
I think it was just honestly, he was just like a psychic or something, or a shaman or something,
like that.
Yeah,
anyway,
for wealth.
The thing is, if you get married or married into the family, you've got to play this game, and that'll determine whether the family's riches and continue on.
Yeah.
If the game isn't played, or
don't end up killing the person involved
in hide or seek.
Yeah, hide or seek.
You lose your fortunes or you die.
Yeah. If she had pulled backgammon, they just needed to play a big game of backgammon, win or lose until completion, and then they've satisfied this demon, devil, psychic person from 4 generations ago.
Yeah.
And this is one in particular. I'm not spoiling shit, man.
Yeah.
There is no way.
I think we've spoiled enough already in terms of the story.
No, not
everything
really.
You've heard, you see in the trailers.
I was going to say, you see it in the trailers. We've just given a bit more detail as to why they're hunting. You know, like that kind of thing. There isn't really spoilers as to how things end up, a few twists along the way, and in particular, the amazing fucking ending.
Yes.
The amazing ending, top to bottom, that scene from the start. Honestly, this film, okay, right now in my preliminary head right now, my films of the year I've seen in cinemas.
Yep.
Joker, It Chapter 2, Ready or Not, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Dude, like, I'm sorry, but Avengers Endgame, like, as in it did what it needed to do. It was a great film.
Yeah.
But it's one that I've literally already forgotten about, and I'm moving on to the next one because there's so fucking many.
Yes.
This is one, along with Joker. I don't think we're going to see another one like this for a long time.
At least for a while. And this is, as I think I had this thought while watching this movie, the same thought I had with Joker, is that, yes, it's violent, yes, there's some real themes, yes, there's also some funny moments, but my smile was ear to ear the entire time.
It was dead set phenomenal, dude.
I had so much fun in this movie. As I said, special props to the actors because they all played their part so very well, and I think a special credit to, as we said, Adam Brody, but most importantly, Samara Weaving.
Dude, Hugo Weaving, big proud of your niece.
Yeah, Hugo Weaving's niece. Now, Hugo Weaving, famous Australian actor who was in Lord of the Rings. He was Agent Smith in The Matrix.
Exactly.
He was in that Mortal Engines, which flopped big time, that came out last year or the year before.
Let's leave that alone because he has done phenomenal work.
He's probably fine in it, but he's done some amazing films, and you can definitely tell that they are related because there are visual similarities, but her acting skills, man, she's very young.
One of the very key things that I said to you walking out was that felt so real.
Natural,
her dialogue, her actions, her reactions, her timing, everything felt real. There's particular moments where something happens right in front of her, and a lot of the time in horror movies, what the fuck? Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck? And she was just like stunned, like pale face. Like, it was amazing. It felt so real.
Her emotion was real, and the way that she handled the situations felt natural because it made you think as to what you would do. And in the case where they're living in this massive mansion, which is full of corridors and,
secret passages,
medieval architecture style, where, this family does hold many weapons of nature, and that's how, if you've seen the trailers, like the rest of the family hunt her down with all these weird, wonderful weapons like shotguns and crossbows and bow and arrows. The first thing she does, which is what most people would do when they can't escape the house, not spoiling that one, is to find the biggest weapon she can find, which she does.
Yeah, and then things happen along the way, and man, her reactions to it. But seriously, there wasn't a weak member of this cast. No. There really wasn't. All of them, even the cliche, almost comedy character Fitch was hilarious. I thought when I first knew what his role was, and he's the one who's in the trailer sitting on the toilet, now getting to know you're a crossbow, and he's Fitch.
Yeah,
and that.
He's got to use a crossbow, and
his lines weren't overwhelming. They were delivered well, and they didn't get in the way of anything. It didn't take away from any moment.
I'm glad you brought him up, because when I'm thinking about best moment and worst moment of this film, I don't think this is my most favourite moment, but the part that I probably laughed the most is where they're walking and he's next to Adam Brody's character's wife, who's very strict and very in on the game. Oh, yeah. He looks at her and goes, so at what point do we cut and run, right?
Yeah. Because they're the two that are married into the family that passed this test.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah.
And, he gets the cold shoulder and he's oh shit, this is serious.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
But he was funny.
I liked him in the lead up to the final scene going, Fitch the bitch. Not a bitch. I'm not a bitch.
He slaps
I'm not
himself.
a bitch. Yeah, he's psyching himself. It's
so
great.
This is a movie which does have what's the word I'm looking for?
The
Benedict Wongs of Gemini Man.
Oh, the comedic relief.
But because the comedy is not just centered around this one guy, it's like every member of the family is hilarious in their own way, because the hilariosity comes from their natural feelings and reactions to the situations.
No,
that's what makes the comedy work so fucking well.
100%. And even though Fitch may seem like the cliche comedic character, I mean, Aunt Helen?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she's like a dead set serious character, but she's portrayed in a way where she's almost comedic relief as well the whole time.
Yeah.
As serious as she is, it's just played so well to the point where it's funny.
I want to give a shout out to her hair.
Yeah, it was on fleek the whole time, like dead set. Like puts mine to fucking shame, even though I do that every week. But no, seriously, Ready or Not is a fantastic film. Please catch it in the theaters while you can and support this, because it's truly a great film.
If there's a film that's close to horror that you want to see for Halloween, for this, the week after Halloween, while all this is still happening, go see Ready or Not. You will not be disappointed. If you like great storytelling, great set pieces, great acting, great dialogue, and a funny film, Ready or Not is the film for you this weekend.
It checks all the boxes. Now,
absolutely.
Favorite moment of the film?
I'm going to have to say the moment when Samara Weaving's character...
I just want to... No spoilers.
As I said, she finds a weapon.
Okay, yeah.
There's a particular moment where... you've seen it in the trailer. The entire movie, she's running around in a wedding dress.
Yeah.
There's a particular moment where the camera zooms from feet to head.
Yeah.
And where it goes up and it shows her entire outfit, where she's got this wedding dress torn to shreds.
Yeah.
She's got Converse on.
Yeah.
She's holding a shotgun and she looks in the mirror and what did she say?
Oh,
she goes
man.
Oh fuck, or something like that.
That's true. The realization of everything that's going on in that.
She realizes
and just seeing herself and she's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, this whole situation is completely ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's the natural...
That's a natural reaction. You saw your reflection after everything that's going on.
Yeah.
And it's fantastic.
Best moment.
My best moment, honestly, and I can't say it too much, is the ending. I thought it wrapped it up perfectly in a bow.
The result of the game?
The result of everything. Okay. The result of the game, the reactions of the characters.
And the twist.
In particular, Grace. Yes, the twist was wonderful.
Yep.
But in particular, Samara Weaving's reaction in the final scene, whether she lives or dies, I'm not going to say that. I mean, make up your own mind, but seriously, go and see it, and the ending is just the perfect. Yeah, it's the coup de grace. It's just beautiful.
I think this movie deserves a legitimate rating out of 10. Pretzels.
I will do that happily.
Yep, go for it.
I'm going to give it a solid 8.25.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 9.
Yeah,
I really, really liked this movie.
Now I'm going to do it very quickly, and I don't want you to overthink it.
Yep.
It Chapter 2 and Joker. What would you rate on a serious note out of 10?
Okay, so Joker.
If you're
Joker,
giving this
I'll
one a
give it a 9.5. Probably a solid 10.
Yeah,
I think Joker's hard 10. All right, so I don't like to think of these movies too hard, so I'm going to go to 10.
Okay.
It Chapter 2, probably my most anticipated film of the year, or one of. Very was looking forward to it. The actors were great. The film was good, but I give it a good 7.5, 8.
Okay, so this is above It Chapter 2 for you. You just said...
You do this to me all the time, but I'm just saying, like,
That's why stop thinking about it so much, okay? As far as I'm concerned, Joker 9.5. It Chapter 2, I'm going to give 8.75. I gave this one a 8.25, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, 8.25. That kind of scale. Simple as that. Avengers Endgame, yeah, 4.
Yeah. So you're going off, like, what order you would structure them in from, like, best to worst almost.
Yeah. Well, exactly. That's how a rating should be.
I really liked it, but I think its downfall is the source material.
Okay, we've spent way too much time
I'm just saying,
about,
like...
The
reason
I brought it up, this is my fault. I get that. I accept that.
So... What were we saying?
Ready or Not.
Ready or Not is great, so go 9. Check it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've been Two's Company, Three's a podcast. It's end of Friday episode.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching us on Facebook and listening to us on Podbean, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
And YouTube.
Big of course.
Blowout. We will be back next Wednesday with a fresh episode with the latest news in the gaming, TV, and film world, and also Yas or Pass, where we will be reviewing the upcoming films coming to theaters that week.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Do you have a few things to plug, Mitchell?
Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
I have plugged my Twitch in the past. I'm about to get back. By this stage, I'm back on board. Okay? Twitch.tv. Twitch.tv.
Wait, when are we releasing this again?
Oh, shut up, all right? It's Friday the 1st of November. Happy pinch of the punch. Twitch.tv/not very... fuck!
So it's twitch.tv /
Mitchell_TCTP.
Tune in if you want to watch Fortnite and nothing but Fortnite.
Yes, we will plug the links below, but also on the socials. We'll make sure to get them out there. But twitch.tv / Doomaddict93 for Dilbo if he ever hops on again.
Yep.
But we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Make sure you check those out.
Yep. All links are there on the screen, so I don't fuck that up again.
That's right. And shoot us an email if you'd like, twoscompany3podcast@gmail.com.
Absolutely. Mitchell.
You are?
Dylan.
I am Mitchell.
We are Two's Company.
And you
are the podcast.
So out of sync. Sorry. We fucked up. That's my bad, yeah. Are we ever going to review Doom Annihilation? Because we've seen it now.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Should we do it right now?
But I liked it. It was fun. Yeah.
It was trashy fun.
Yeah.
It was trashy fun. For what he did with the budget, it was good. Yeah. But it was trashy. But it was fun.
It was fun.
And there's an Aussie man. Yeah. That was literally my note.
Fucking aliens!
No. But my favorite line is, I fucking knew it! Like, I just fucking...